Dang, hang God, danyo. Oh, what that dang. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show, number where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't normally criticize, but if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. Now today from the newsreel, we have a lot of things to look at. My brother, my sister, and I want to begin with this one coming from Ghana, wherever. From the newsreel, we endeavor to keep it real. Now this one says, Delta Airlines told to stop using weak planes on Africa route. And I read, Ghanaian rapper Sarkodie has apologized to his fans after he failed to honor a show in Detroit in the United States as part of his ongoing Jam World Tour. In a Twitter post on Sunday, September 10, 2023, Sarkodie attributed the development to flight challenges. He called out Delta Airlines after the flight he was on board made an emergency landing on a Portuguese island. So, I missed my event in Detroit due to Delta doing an emergency landing on an island in Portugal yesterday. It was unfortunate, but I know these things happen, so I wasn't tripping, even though they communicated poorly and didn't have the courtesy to update us on exactly what was happening, he stated. Whilst taking on the airline for their poor handling of the situation, the rapper noted how common it has become for African passengers of the said airline to be treated poorly amidst disregard for safety concerns. Sat at the airport for about 6 hours. And from complaints from passengers, this isn't new with what that airline, especially from this part of the world, Africa, they keep sending these week-old flights, business class, almost same as economy, to pick us up, knowing very well they are not safe, but still risk lives. We almost landed on the ocean, but thank God we touched that island safe. No compensation, nothing, and our back still on the island. Moving forward, I wouldn't want to tarnish a business, but hopefully they see to this problem and resolve it. And to my fans in Detroit, I'm very sorry, and we are working on making it up to you, he stated. Sarkodie has been touring around the world promoting his 2022 album called Jams. My brother, my sister, well, it's good to speak your mind. But when you speak your mind, my brother, my sister, also check yourself. Hear me now, brethren. Now, the way you sell yourself is the way people will buy you. The way you sell yourself is the way people will buy you. We live in a country where leaders have no respect for the heritage of this nation. We live in a country where there is no decency when it comes to patriotism. We live in a nation where civics has been thrown to the wild dogs. We live in a nation where people recite the Bible and the Quran more than they even know their national anthems and even their national pledge. We live in a nation, my brother, my sister, where the heritage that won for us has been thrown entirely into the deepest part of the ocean, to the mercy of whales and sharks. My brother, my sister, we live in a nation where we have no regard and respect for our ancestors who won this nation for us through their blood and toil. My brother, my sister, how many Ghanaians will willingly sell out Ghana and run to America, even if they were going to be put in a sinking Titanic to America? Be honest. You are talking about rickety planes, all planes I am saying that even if they brought the Titanic, and some Ghanaians were told that in the middle of the ocean, this ship is going to sink, but we are trying to take you to America, how many Ghanaians will refuse to board this sinking ship, even if they were told it to sink? Your chiefs and kings will be the first aboard some of these ships. My brother, where there is no respect for your nation, that is what is going to translate into how people treat you. When all of you are dressing like Americans, when all of you speak more English than you speak your own traditional languages, when all of you respect the American culture more than you respect the Ghanaian heritage, my brother, my sister, how would the American treat a photocopy better than the original? My brother, my sister, I saw this on Twitter yesterday. I hear that now they call it X. My brother, my sister, and this was what Sarkodie wrote. I'm going to look at some of these things. Let's just look at this. Now, Sarkodie is talking about the fact that these planes that are normally sent to Ghana, they are not safe. If you knew that, why did you board it? You are saying that the planes that Delta Airways normally would send to Ghana are not safe. Are you so good at risking your life to sit in a plane that is that rickety, a plane that is that old? You say they have a history of sending rickety and old planes to Ghana. Why did you board Delta Airways? Number two, Sarkodie is also here, very angry and talking about the fact that these people know that these planes are not safe, yet they send them to Ghana. What are the authorities in Ghana doing? I do not see any blame going to the Ghanaian authorities. That is what happens when you do not have a Ghana Airways. This is what happens, my brother, my sister, when there is no Ghana Airways. You have to go by Delta Airways, Turkish Airways, and all other airways, my brother, my sister. It is saddening and neck-wrenching. Until we learn to respect ourselves and respect our nation, my brother, my sister, nobody on earth will respect us. Until we learn to put a shine on ourselves and stop tearing down each other so foolishly. Until we learn to respect our cultural heritage and respect our ancestors who won the war for us, my brother, my sister, nobody is going to respect us. Who will respect somebody who doesn't respect himself? Who will respect a nation that does not respect itself? This is not the first time we are hearing about Delta Airways bringing in rickety flights. Remember Cecilia Dapa a few years back also told us about British Airways bringing us nothing but rickety planes. And when you are in England or America and you are flying to Ghana or some other African country, you walk several miles before you get to your terminus, right? My brother, my sister, this is the disrespect they give to us. Yet our leaders are so dumb. They do not even think about our heritage. All they think about is the economy. And even with the economy, it looks like they don't have the know-how. So it's always dwindling and sinking like the almighty Titanic. My brother, my sister, when will the leader of Africa come out and deal with the heritage of the people? Deal with patriotism. Now, look, you can put the shine on the wound. You can put the shine and the plaster on the rotting wall. My brother, my sister, when the storm comes, you will be betrayed. It looks like we are not ready to deal with patriotism in this nation. Until the problem of patriotism is sorted out, my brother, my sister, we all will be running around like headless jacks. Nobody is going to respect us. Can you send a rickety plane to America? Are the American people better than us? Look, the Ghana Airways plane was seized in America. Do you know why it was seized in the days? Find out, my brother, my sister. My brother, nobody would dare send any rickety plane to America. Nobody would dare. Yet, all their throw planes are brought right here to Africa. How many of these places will go to South Africa? You will not dare. How many of this rickety place will go to Algeria? How many of this rickety place will go to Morocco? How many of this rickety place will go to Rwanda? But every time it's Nigeria, Togo, Ghana, the Ivory Coast, Benin, all these countries that have no respect for their heritage and their own people. What a shame. My brother, if you live in a nation that has no respect for itself, all our ancestors did, we throw everything into the garbage. All the wonderful works of our ancestors, the blood and toil, my brother, my sister, we rather dehumanize them and insult them night and day. How is that going to inure to the respect that we are supposed to be getting from foreigners? I will end with a short story. I lived in a house, my brother, my sister, where there was an old woman. Look, anytime the old woman was going to have a bath, her children will carry the bucket and rush into the bathroom for her to have a bath. And when she finished and she was coming out, the same children would rush, and it was a competition as to who will be the first to carry the old woman's bucket. We, those who were not children of the old woman and her family, we all started competing to pick the old woman's bucket anytime she was going into bath or coming out of the bathroom. You know what that means? Leadership by example. Respect, my brother, my sister, is reciprocated. Much as we respect you and we honor you, we expect that you respect us back. How about if we don't respect ourselves? Nobody's going to respect us. My brother, my sister, this is the message I have for you, and I leave it here. Listen, Sarkodie, I am glad that you brought this up. I think he even had a response from Delta Airlines. But this thing is not going to end for as long as we see the American visa as the visa to heaven. For as long as if we are refused an American visa, we feel like we are worthless and stupid. We have to make our nation a better place so that we don't necessarily need to pick up visas night and day and feel like we are going to heaven. I leave it here. Okay. Next thing I'm going to look at, this one is coming from Peace FM Online. It says Alan Chemartin is too noble. He is not fit for our booga booga politics. And this is coming from Alote Jacobs. I read. He says, Alan Chemartin is too noble for the kind of politics we do in this country, says social commentator Bernard Alote Jacobs. Speaking on the back of Alan's withdrawal from the NPP presidential race, Alote Jacobs said, in politics, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that if you don't know how to play by them, you will see the system as unfair. Speaking on why he believes Alan didn't do very well in the super delegates conference, he said he faded out of the system. He said, I leave it here. Hear me now, brethren. So this is what it is. That politics is full of booga booga. Booga booga means what? Stealing. Booga booga means what? Foolishness. Booga booga means what? Disrespect for your nation. Booga booga means what? Disenfranchising the people who vote. That's what booga booga means. My brother, my sister, he says Alan is too noble for that. I don't know why people see Alan as noble. I see him as the opposite. How could he be noble when he sat under Nana Akufo-Addo? And they all supervised on the thievery and the stealing that became so rampant. It rose all the way like a column of mercury to the zenith. My brother, my sister, we all saw the earthquake that happened in the world of corruption. My brother, my sister, in our country, that some ministers have millions of American dollars stashed under their beds. And Mr. President tells us, oh, I know you shall be exonerated. Praise be the God, the Lord. After all, the battle is the Lord's. How is Alan noble? The man lost the elections and he realized that he had no future. So Guntun Kunya Yafidogon Kunya. He decided to bow out of a long shame, as my Hausa people would say. How was Alan going to win this election? My brother, my sister, with Baumia being supported by your president, not my president, by Baumia, who has all the support from the ruling party, and he has all the money to give out, as we were told by the same Alote Jacob. How is Alan Noble? He sat down there and watched E-Levy passed. He sat down there and promised the whole nation that they were going to have sky trains. As it stands right now, we don't even have rail lines. Maybe they live in the world of Aladdin and the magic lamp. Maybe they live in the days of Ali Baba and the 40 thieves. Maybe they live in the days of the Princess Cinderella. Unreal world, my brother, my sister. Utopian world, my brother, my sister. Shame on Alan. I do not cry for you. If I had my own way, I will relegate you to the country that you belong. You don't belong to this nation. All these people, Alan, Baumia, and all those guys, including the president of the republic, they are charlatans who do not respect the patriotism of this nation. My brother, this is the only way we can remain in this country, when we fight for our rights and fight for respect for our nation. Go to the so-called dirty Kotoka International Airport, and I call it dirty because of the dirty name that has been put on it. My brother, my sister, Ghanaians are fleeing the country as if it was a war zone. If Ghanaians are leaving Ghana in their droves, I wonder what would happen if one bomb drums right there at Sakasaka Park in Tamale. My brother, my sister, the only way we can stay in this country is to fight for what we deserve and not see politicians as gods and demigods. Speak to them. If they misbehave, tell them they are fools. If they misbehave, tell them they are idiots. My brother, my sister. And do not go to them with euphemisms and polish and garnishing. My brother, my sister, it is time to look them in the face and tell them that you are charlatans and you deserve to be sodomized by Satan in hell. Next thing I want to read is from Tree News, my own Tree News, the most authentic source of news online. And it says, more oil for Ghana as Akufo-Addo commissions Jubilee Southeast. Jubilee Southeast. And this one was published on the 9th, 2 days back. Tree News, and it says, government intends to go into partnership with the 10-field, TEN, partners for natural gas production to augment Ghana's power sector needs. This was disclosed by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in Takoradi at the commissioning of the first oil from the Jubilee Southeast. He has also called for equity for Ghanaians in the oil and gas sector. The Jubilee Southeast area is the latest addition to the Jubilee fields, ensuring a production capacity of 30,000 barrels of oil by the close of the year. This will ensure a total oil production of over 100,000 barrels of oil daily. President Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on Friday morning went to the FPSO Kwame Nkrumah at the Jubilee fields for a tour before returning to Takoradi for an official commissioning of the first oil. Delivering his address to a packed audience of the partners and other players in the oil and gas sector in Takoradi, President Akufo-Addo stated government's intention to engage Tullow Oil and its partners in the 10 field for natural gas production to foster stability of Ghana's power sector in the coming years. My brother, my sister, Ghana discovered oil several years ago. Up till now, we do not have the required engineers to stand on our own without partnering with expatriates. We are still enslaved. Listen, I went all the way to Nzima, and I went there, my brother, my sister, to the gas outfit over there. And what they told me, I wept. They said, Blakk Rasta, they brought in expatriates to come and do this for how many years? But when we came in, we made sure that within a couple of years, we had learned enough and kicked out the expatriates. Now the whole place has been taken over by locals. It looks like in this country, we do not respect our own human resources. We will continue to be in slavery if we have foolish leaders. We will continue to be in slavery, my brother, my sister, if we have leaders who have coconuts on their heads. It's a shame, my brother, my sister. Hey, I am a graduate of oil and gas management. I know that several other oil and gas engineers and managers have been churned out by several universities of this country and even beyond. What happened to them? We are happy to say we have discovered oil, yet those who are going to work in the oil field are absent. We have no respect for them. We only have respect for colored-faced people. My brother, my sister, until we learn to give respect to our own people, we will continue to dwindle in slavery and sink like the Titanic. It hurts me. The average Ghanaian has no respect for another Ghanaian. They have respect for the most illiterate Chinese and the most illiterate Indian more than the most learned Ghanaian. It is slavery. It is slavery. We never feel awarded and merited, my brother, my sister, until a white man stands in the space to say congratulations. Even if Okonfor-Anokye comes today and says, oh, we are dear papa, Yankupon Shrawate, Samanfonsun Shrawate, nobody will take him serious. But when a white man, homosexual, pedophile, comes in front of us and says, oh, congratulations, that is when we carry it like a golden diadem on our heads. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Martin is in the house, and it's time now to say bye-bye to you. Martin, what's up? You good? Everything nice with you today?
Yes, sir. Rasta, we are there, pan.
Positive. So what's in the news today?